Steve, you better get on the road and get back home before the weather.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of here quick.
Okay. Well, don't ask tough questions. Uh, uh, yeah, we played really well. We've had like 6 straight days, the 2 before state and then state, where we just had great practices and worked so hard, and then it translated to the state game. Gave them off Sunday. Again, had 2 great days where these guys are working so hard, and then it translated tonight. And my staff has done a good job. We changed our ball screen defense a week ago to better suit this team, and our kids have really done that well. Knock on wood, we can keep it going. And then we're getting contributions from everybody. So, really good performance by our kids. Any questions that you all?
We'll start with Steve Wiseman. Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about, I know you guys have been focusing on defense, but offensively, you guys seem to be playing a lot more free and easy. The ball's moving around, a lot of assists, only 6 turnovers tonight.
Right.
Is that just, the guys getting more accustomed to each other the way it should be this type of season, or has something been going really right that you've seen?
What you just said, I think, is part of it. They're getting accustomed. They're forming a little chemistry. But I think when you play that hard on the defensive end, you play better offense. You're more physical. You run the offense harder. You can't play that hard on defense and then not play hard on offense. We did that. We had from the 7 to the 5 minute mark, we didn't run good offense, but I think that's the other key. They're just playing hard, and I think it's translated, and they're sharing the ball. I mean, to have 17 assists and only 6 turnovers is really, really a good performance. And I was really worried about the game because Steve's done such a good job with his team, and they can shoot the ball, and they have a movement offense, and our guys did a good job of defending them, and hopefully we can keep that going.
Brendan Marks, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to follow up on Steve's question about the offense. It seemed like, the last 2 games, Matthew, I think he's, only missed 3 shots overall, made 9 of 11 threes. Is his role a little bit more simplified now, having Mark as that dedicated interior presence? Does that sort of free him up to do a little bit of different things around the perimeter?
I think that's part of it. Mark's emergence and how, again, this is what happens with with good young guys. They get better, and Mark is getting better. And so he's a presence. And then Matt has, felt good with him there, and also it's taken some of the load off of him defensively with a big guy. He never had to guard a 5 today. And he did a little bit, obviously, when State went with their 2 bigs, but that helps too. And then I really believe, how well Wendell's playing. It doesn't always translate into all the stats, although he did a good. His movement and talk, I think they're just all getting a little bit more comfortable with one another. And after all, those really tough, close losses, for these kids to, have this great attitude and work ethic is. Says something about them. And again, we just got to keep it going, and hopefully games can be played. It's a bad day for our conference, huh? Where you get 3 of the 5 games postponed or canceled. It's kind of, hopefully, that can cut down as we get ready for the ACC tournament.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Max?
Yep. Sorry, I had some trouble with my microphone. Hey, Coach. Can you talk a little bit about your bench production that you got kind of early in the game when it was 8-8, and then Goldwire, Brakefield, and Baker all made some key contributions?
Yeah, everyone who played really helped us. Jamin got that explosion, and actually after that, I thought he passed up some shots, that he should have taken, but he did. He helped us against State too, and Goldwire has been a key guy too for us, because when you can bring a veteran who's a starter, but bring him off the bench, he adds, he's really our best athlete on the perimeter. He's a heck of an athlete, and then he's sharing the ball. And usually for Jordan, like again tonight, he was 4 assists and 1 turnover. His assist to turnover ratio is outstanding. Not good, it's outstanding. So he when he comes in, he's strong with the ball, and he's sharing it, and then he's as good a defender as we have. So coming off the bench like that, that's been a plus for us.
David Thompson?
Hey, Coach, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about Jalen, just about, if you were surprised by his decision and just the way you feel like your team reacted to him opting out.
No, our team loves Jalen. He's a brother to these guys. And, for Jalen and his family, they were great. We talked, and look, I'm a coach because of players. And, these kids should have the choice to do whatever they want. And we're going to give them our guidance, and talk to them about it. And then, I bet I'm 100% behind them. And and our guys have followed up with that too, our team. This is, especially with the pandemic, these guys have really gotten close. They haven't been able to make friends anywhere else, so they've really developed kind of a family atmosphere. So, we're all supportive of Jalen and his family.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll go to Josh Graham first.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned how good of a job Coach Forbes is doing. Obviously, it's a key point when he gets thrown out. Have you ever seen a coach get a double tech that quick like that before?
Yeah, I don't, I try not to remember the past. So when I coached at Army, I've gotten a few double techs. Actually, at Marquette, coaching against Al McGuire's team, look, in those days, when in Europe coaching at Army, there's no TV. There's no TV. And you didn't get former military guys officiating your games. I went after Cliff Ellis and I, who were great friends when he was at South Alabama. We played in front of about 6 people. And I had one of those conniption fits during that game. So, before talking about anyone else, I think, the finger points right back to me. I've done that. So, I really think Steve's terrific and a great coach, and I'm sorry that happened.
All right, last question, go to M. Adler.
Hi, just a couple quick schematic questions. Without Jalen Johnson, that's your size on the perimeter and on the low block changes. How does that front court rotation, a lot of Williams now, some Hurt, and just a little bit of Coleman, how does it affect the coverage you're talking about with those screens, with those pick and rolls on defense?
Well, it keeps a big guy in the game, where sometimes before, Matt was our big guy. And so the emergence of Mark and then Jamin and Henry is also coming on. And really a great guy for us in practice is Patrick. We've been able to become more of a conventional team instead of like a perimeter team. And so is that what you're asking?
Yeah, especially because you had said you were changing up the ball screens, which is ball screen difference.
Right. Yeah. And again, our perimeter is small in height that we're pretty quick. And that's where, you know, Wendell with his size, if a team goes small, he could actually go to the 4 also. You know, if we did that just a little bit tonight.
And then just looking at the offense around the perimeter tonight, Wake Forest, they had a lot of problems in the first half, rotating, getting onto that extra pass and getting there in time to contest the 3. The second half, it looked like they started switching to stay ahead of that. How did you guys take advantage of those rotations and then adjust when they started switching?
No, you just make decisions based on, you know, you make, you know, reads, you know, we call them reads, you know, if, teams make adjustments and, at timeouts and that you make reads and you go maybe to a different set. Like we went to a set we haven't used in the last, like 6 minutes of the game just to get us away from the bucket based on stuff like that. So, the more veteran team you have, the more you can do that. It's we got to be careful how much we do it with our team.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Steve, be careful going
You
home.
guys too. Be safe going home.
Thanks, Coach. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mike.